What's up, Dice Crew? We got Cowboy speaking on people holding everybody from Rolling 60 accountable for what happened to Nipsey Hussle. Let's tune in to see what all Cowboy got to say. I'm going to keep it a Benji for y'all doing the reaction. Shout out to the Dice Crew. Y'all keep it a Benji for me in the comments. And shout out to Plug Talk.
You can't blame one shitty cuz what he did to Nip. You can't blame the whole 60s for one man's action. You can't say they all like shitty cuz. No, you got some solid individuals, and as we see, you got more shitty cousins out there. You know, right. So I look at all these dudes that go against Cowboy. Cowboy went and told his piece and told it how it was, and they spin and put whatever narratives they want to put on it. You know, and it jeopardized lives.
So let me ask you a question. Was like shitty cuz somebody that was known in y'all hood? Like, was he reputable prior to this?
No, he wasn't a reputable. Let me get some of that hint.
Yeah, for sure.
Nah, he wasn't. He definitely wasn't a reputable. So niggas put it on like he was. You know, he was always 5150. I remember as a youngster being at the dope spot selling dope or whatever. He had been gone for some years. Just had popped back up. You know, so when he popped up, it was shocking to everybody. But
so he was a young smoker, bro.
No. He used to be serving. He used to be grinding.
Okay.
He used to be at the spot serving. You know what I mean? That's when I remember he was a young nigga at the spot serving.
Okay.
You know, so even when he popped up, you know, it wasn't like it was known information like okay, this dude is telling or whatever it may be. So even if he was telling, nigga would just escort him out the parking lot, like, bro, you know, like if Nip would have had words with him, if Nip would have been like, oh man, this nigga right here, we'd have escorted him out the parking lot. But the he shook our hands, conversated. There was no degree of animosity, no degree of nothing. It was surprising to everybody.
Right.
You know what I mean? So had it been any degree of like, you know what I mean? That's like, let me walk up to Snoop Dogg right now and I say something foul. Believe me, somebody gonna escort me out. There's gonna be somebody there to be like, hold up.
Yeah, bro. You gonna have to. You
know what I mean? You gonna, you know, because that's the main attraction. You know what I mean? So if Nip is upset, somebody gonna be like, hold up, nigga, you got to go. You know, a belligerent fan. Like right now, a fan walk up to me right now and he drunk or something. You gonna be like, hold up, bro. You know what I mean? You gonna stop them in their tracks. Like, hold up. You know what I mean? So it was never no animosity. You know what I mean? It was never no foul words. You know, from day one, I always said Nip never called him no snitch. Nip was when Nip hollered at him, it was a humble like, look, bro, look, they got some paperwork on you. You need to check it out. He was kind of giving him a heads up, like, look, bro, like giving him a heads up.
Okay, so look, again, like, well, not again, but I don't know what's the truth or what's not. I'm not here to even really say what's true or what's not pertaining to the full details, right? But let's just speak about based on what Cowboy just said, right? One of the main questions is, was it even a conversation pertaining to some snitching? And like I said, you know, I've been hearing people on these videos talking about it wasn't no conversation pertaining to somebody snitching. I seen the interview with this lady where she was saying that the dude was getting at Nipsey Hussle about some snitching. And at this point, from what Cowboy is saying, it's just starting to look like maybe it just was a conversation pertaining to some snitching. Now, even if this took place, right, how Cowboy broke it down, if Nipsey brought that to Eric Holder's attention, you still don't know how Eric Holder received it. You know, like, you might think you delivering something respectful, well-mannered, in the form of peace, or just a heads up in the words of Cowboy, but you never know how the next person receive it. I'm not necessarily saying that this has anything to do with the outcome of that day pertaining to Nipsey Hussle, but I'm just speaking off of like what's all on the internet and what people are speaking on and this, that, and the third. So I'm just saying that, hey, you know, if a person calls someone a snitch or talk to them about anything, you never know how a person receiving it, and they might get upset behind it, you know?
Like, yeah, like giving him a heads up for his safety. Like, look, bro, you know, they got some paperwork floating around. You know what I'm talking about. They got some paperwork. Take care of it. And he moved on to the next fan. It was a brief conversation. It wasn't like, oh man, you a rat. No.
Yeah, because that's not the place to really do that.
You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't do that anyway unless he ratted on you per se. You know what I mean? Like if you heard that he ratted on somebody, you ain't gonna just go press him. You know what I mean? Like unless it was your mama, your cousin, your auntie. You know what I mean? Then you would have just took off on him right there on the spot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Nip would have.
And you know, I'm gonna say this, right? At the end of the day, you know, Nipsey Hussle definitely, you know, he was able, he ran his course however he wanted to run his course. But I kind of feel like talking to a person about some paperwork was kind of beneath Nipsey. That's how I kind of feel about it. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it should have been other people around there that was willing to give dude that type of talk before Nipsey gave him that type of talk. You know what I mean? Like, because at the end of the day, you know, you $1 million man. And we definitely need your brain focusing on $1 million situations. I know we still right here in the hood and we doing something that's very extreme, special, one of a kind. Just everything is great. But to just have like a politic like that, I feel like that was kind of like something that was beneath Nipsey. But that's just me on the outside looking in, kind of giving my point of view, my opinion. You know, again, I still do understand him going about it, how he went about it. You know, if a person feel like they still in that type of space in life and they still running politics on stuff, then I understand it too.
Just took off on him on the spot. Had it been something concerning him, you know what I mean? So whatever the dude's issue was, it wasn't concerning them because Nip didn't slap him, you know what I mean? So it wasn't that, you know. So
Right.
So I've been saying that the whole time that it was never. So even when he came back and did it, it crossed my mind like, man, why the fuck would that nigga do that? You know what I mean? You gotta realize when it first happened, the only thing in my mind is like, why the fuck would this nigga do that? You know what I mean?
So I'm sure you're familiar that Big Sam did the interview, Blacc Sam, bro.
Yeah.
And he was implicating like it's a possibility he could have been sent. Do you think that that's a possibility, or this was just a young brother that mentally wasn't all the way there?
Well, we know for sure mentally he wasn't there for sure. That we know that. We know that. I know that day he was high as fuck. You know what I mean? I know he was high. Off some crystals, eyes was big. He was high.
That ain't a regular high.
So I know that. So I mean,
that's a different type of high, right? I mean,
there. Like I say, so he put it out there that's a possibility. That's what he thinks, and he said nobody can tell him otherwise. And you know, I weighed that. I don't feel that way. I feel if you're gonna get paid to do something, you would try to get away.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that is crazy, right? Because Wack 100 just dropped a video. Well, myself, we dropped a video. We reacted to it, and I pretty much said the same thing that Cowboy just said. Like, if you were sent to go up there, I don't think you would have did everything you could have did to make sure it was impossible for you to not get caught. You know, like everything that he went up there to do, it was gonna be impossible for him not to get caught the way he did it. So, and again, like not again, but based upon what Cowboy just said, with dude being out of his mind and he's on crystal meth and this, that, and the third, I mean, that goes back to what I was saying about how a person receives something. You know, if you dealing with a person that's high out of his mind, you really don't know how they receive something you said. You know what I mean? And again, you know, I don't know what's true or what's not, whatever the case may be, but I kind of just feel like, you know, if a person was sent, just like Cowboy said, why would you not try your best to get away from it? Because you really premeditating it. You know what I mean? If you're going to premeditate something, it should be some type of pattern of you trying to get away with the situation. His going about it was just like, it seemed like it was a random act, you know, but who knows?
I'm gonna pay pay you to hit somebody. So that don't mean just go to jail and do life. What, you gonna need 2 million top ramen soups now? You know what I mean? You feel what I'm saying? I don't understand that. You know what I mean? I can't understand that you would try to get away. Like somebody paying me, I'm just saying, the scenario there, somebody's gonna pay me to off a big celebrity. So therefore it's gonna be some substantial money. I'm gonna be across the street with some big shit. What the fuck I'm just saying.
Nah, that makes a lot of sense.
So now somebody sent you, then you got too high, and then you fumbled the ball. I mean, that's a possibility. But the conversation didn't spark it. You shook our hands and you left. When you got in the car with your girlfriend, did she say, oh, she on the phone? Oh, Nip is so fine, and da-da-da. Might have sparked you off. I don't know. I can go for that. I can't go for nothing else. I can't, if you get paid to do something, I would think you would want to get away.
Yeah, you can't enjoy. What's the point of getting paid?
Okay, well then, if you got paid, why do you kick a person when they down?
Yeah.
Other than hate, envy, hatred, you know what I mean? It's hatred, envy. You know what I mean? That's why you kick a person down. If you get paid to do something, you get your hit.
You know, they both just made a good point. Like, if you gonna get paid to do something, you definitely want to try to get away with it so you can be happy with your earnings and your rewards and stuff like that, so you can, experience it. And then what Cowboy just said makes sense too. To double back and just kick a person or whatever, it does seem like you are very upset with a person on a personal level. Not just, you know what I mean? Regular.
You break, you gone. I'm out of there. I'm trying to get to the Bahamas. Mission done. I'm not gonna kick a nigga on the ground.
Nah, that implicates like what they would call like a passion crime.
Exactly. That's some type of built up hate, animosity. That's a grudge. That's something. That's something built up in you. That wasn't just. You know what I mean? That's something that you premeditate. You thought about that. You thought about, I'm gonna kick this nigga after I shoot him. You know what I mean? Like this nigga did something to my mama, so I'm about to go. You know what I mean? I'm gonna gun this nigga down. I'm gonna kick this nigga and show this nigga. Yeah, it had to be some rage for me to shoot a nigga, then kick him, then shoot him and some shit. It had to be some rage. Oh, this nigga did something to my daughter or some shit. It had to be some rage.
Yeah, something personal.
Yeah, it wasn't gonna be no cash. If it's cash, nigga, I'm gonna kick it.
It's a job.
I'm saying. If it's cash, then so now you throw away the cash because you gone. Then you turn yourself in. Then so I look at all these people that's defending. Oh, he handled his business. He did his stuff. Okay, he killed Nip for no reason. He turned himself in. He pled guilty, and now he in the PC yard in fucking Arizona right now. And niggas got the audacity to defend this guy, like, you know what I mean? Oh, Cowboy gotta understand. No, hold up. The nigga killed bro for no reason on broad daylight, turned himself in, opened his statement. His lawyer came out and said, my client killed NIPSEY HUSSLE. That was the opening statement. The niggas not watched the tapes. His opening statement said, my client killed NIPSEY HUSSLE. That was the opening statement when it said, everybody sworn in to tell the truth. The opening statement, the first words on the transcript.
But he's never made a statement, right? Either written or verbally, right?
I don't know what he done did. I know his lawyer came out there and said, my client killed NIPSEY HUSSLE.
Now, I get what Cowboy is trying to say. Cowboy is pretty much saying, like, it's not like he picked up a phone and he called 911. He's not the type of person, he's not the one who went in there and pointed somebody out in a lineup or a six-pack. He's saying, like, he's not the only sole type of witness or whatever the case may be to that situation. But at the same time, truth and facts and just keeping it a Benji, when you call yourself 60 or a crib or anything that's a part of the streets, anything, you got a guideline in the code that you supposed to stick to, and you participating with these type of things, and you volunteering yourself to be in the court to, be a witness or testifying or clearing stuff or whatever you might call it, it's never going to be a good look. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying, if you're gonna do some testifying in, a certain way, I guess to try to get somebody out of trouble, and it's not like uh no people that's suspects or nothing like that. Like if you just trying to, man, that guy was with me that day and he didn't do that or something like that, then I get it. But anytime you a part of anything that got to do with the streets or whatever, and you associate yourself with opening up your feelings pertaining to a crime, it's just not gonna never look good at the end of the day. They don't care about it being your family, your brother, your mom, whatever. People gonna look at you a certain type of way. Because once you sign up to be, in so many ways, like being a gangbanger or whatever, or in the streets, that's called an outlaw. So people look at you like you gotta always hold yourself to whatever type of standard that may be on the outlaw end of things, not using the law or participating in the law or assisting the law. You feel me?
So if that's your lawyer and he come out there and say that, obviously y'all had obviously y'all had a conversation.
Yeah.
Because if my lawyer come out there and say that shit, I'm gonna slap the shit out of him. Like, hold up, your honor, I ain't killed shit. You understand what I'm
I
saying?
don't think he can say he's
If you innocent, I'm saying if you innocent, I'm saying if you innocent, your lawyer can't come out there and say that shit. What you gonna hold your tongue?
If they got me on camera, I would expect for him to have an angle if he comes out with that.
Well,
it's got to be an angle.
I'm saying it ain't no angle. It's just your client did what he did. Okay.
Well, okay, and I'm just basing this off of the dumbass internet shit. The angle was he was trying to play 5150 crazy, which is why, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, well, that got you 60 years. All right.
Well,
How that work out for you?
Didn't work out.
How that work out for you? How that work out for you? How that work out, nigga? Yeah.
Hey, that's a fact, though.
But
man.
no, it wasn't about playing 5150. They already knew he had a 5150 history, so that they had to play on that angle. You know what I mean? Because they already had a history like that.
And I just got to keep it a Benji, right? I understand that Cowboy is definitely anti and an enemy towards Eric Holder at this moment in life based upon what took place with Nipsey Hussle. But again, you being associated with, being a gangbanger and whatnot, but you kind of like laughing and pointing at a person getting 60 years, they use that with what you just said, Cowboy, as points against you.
So, but they ain't got time for that shit.
Yeah, that don't.
Should have been on your medication, nigga, but
So, do you still have a rapport with the fam at this time, or is it like more of a gap because there's a lot of confusion, maybe miscommunication at this point? Like,
well, nah, Nip was the glue. At the Nip pass, he was the glue to everything. It's like
Everybody.
one person, some individual that he was cool with, that he was tight with, that I may not have been tight with.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right.
We may not have got along.
Around,
respect, everything. Like, nigga, after the show, nigga, me and you, nigga, in the parking lot, nigga, we like this. Like, you know what I mean? But right now, hey, yeah, what up, Nip? Yeah, but after nigga fucking you up, nigga, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? And I'll be telling, man, well, tell your boy to give me a fair one, man. He said, man, y'all need to let that shit go. Man, fuck that, nigga. Tell him I need that. Nigga.
It ain't going down on his watch. He don't want to see y'all be.
Yeah, exactly, because he in the middle. He in the middle. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, and we have respect for bro that. Like, we was doing a show and I see 10 niggas I didn't like. I said, nigga, all right, I'm gonna see you niggas at the donut shop in the morning, nigga. But right now, we turned up,
Yeah.
And then we have respect for Nip though, it was rare. It was rare that a nigga would get out of line with Nip, because if they did, we mashed for bro. You know what I mean? But he matched for himself. I can't say that, you know what I mean? I had to slow him down like, nah, bro, you know what I mean? You doing too much, man. Let me sock one of these fools. Your knuckles are swole up, you know.
Man, you know you can't change.
Man, them niggas that beat the shit out some man, him, Blacc Sam Knuckles, man. I seen Blacc Sam in them hands like, man, y'all niggas like baseball gloves. Look at I mean some motherfucking boxing gloves, nigga. Yo, you can't even see these niggas knuckles. Y'all niggas must have beat these niggas for hours. Like, nigga. Them niggas' hands was fucked up. I'm like, man, they beat the shit out of them niggas.